The truth is that no one knows what they sound like, and the paleontologists, they have no idea because vocal cords and all that wouldn't survive. The directions we got were the same that the visual effects people got, which is to make it like an animal.
I just really trusted Gary and just said, go create dinosaur sounds that don't sound like Godzilla or Rodan, and make them sound real, but also make them sound big and deep. And Gary just went off and created these sounds that were wonderful.
The first thing we did was record a lot of raw material from living animals and then piece them together in interesting ways.
Gary really wanted to start with a clean slate. Rather than taking sounds out of a library, he wanted to go out and have me collect sounds in every form so that every sound would be a new sound never heard before by any other audience. I went out with ideas of what sounds we needed to gather. I found myself just moving around all over the place looking for sounds. Oftentimes I get lucky and come across, strange circumstances that provided great audio events.
When we go out in the field and we record what ends up to be a lot of garbage, and then when we come across something we like, I sample it. We put it in the computer, and then I can manipulate it here. So now it's on a keyboard, you can perform it. And then very quickly you can get a sense of what these raptors are doing. The first sound was a dolphin we recorded underwater, and it made this high-pitched scream that was really horrific. And then I would combine that with a walrus. The walrus had a deep resonant chest cavity roar. And between the two, it blended into a single scream that sounded like a scary animal who was also big. One of my favorite sequences is the T-Rex coming out of the woods and eating a gallimimus. The sound people can really appreciate the animation for the scene because we're looking for little cues to put sounds in. And there was a very sad moment in that scene where the galley is first attacked by the T-Rex but still alive. Then he looks up at the T-Rex in the sort of last-ditch effort to either beg for forgiveness or see what's hitting him, I don't know which. There's this real poignant moment, so we put the most poignant horse cry I could find, just in that little moment where he looks up and then gets clobbered. And of course the T-Rex shaking and killing the gallimimus is just my dog playing with a rope toy. There's a synergy that happens. If the visuals are working really well, then the sound works really well too. I mean, you can't have one without the other, I think. They create a whole that's stronger than the parts.
Cinematic reality is a relationship between a film's visual effects and sound design that work together to make the film environment credible, believable to the audience. Steven Spielberg took the visual and sound effects of his dinosaurs to create a cinematically realistic environment for audiences. Looking at film dinosaurs previously to Spielberg's 1993 Jurassic Park, the dinosaurs appeared visually and auditorily fabricated. Seeing and hearing these dinosaurs post-Spielberg's Jurassic Park is almost unnerving. Spielberg's take on the dinosaur made the animals look and sound like real dinosaurs, setting a new standard in cinematic reality. One way cinematic reality is created is by simulating real-life sound occurrences that produce physical reactions. The Doppler effect is the ability to determine whether a sound is approaching or moving away. And provides the listener the ability to determine if danger is coming closer.
Anybody hear that? It's an impact tremor is what it is. I'm fairly alarmed here.
Come on. We gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here. Now, right now. Go, let's go. Hey. Start the engine. Must go faster.
The sound design of the Doppler effect works best when the listening environment is set up in a way that allows realistic localization. When the listening environment is not set up properly, there is a high possibility for sound designs to be rejected. Alien editor Terry Rawlings.
We never really previewed it till we finished the film, which was interesting. But we finished it and we had a 70mm print and we took it to Fox. And they insisted the day we just arrived that afternoon, that they wanted to run it that night in their dubbing theatre, the Zanuck Theatre. And they invited all the science fiction sort of people who had come in dressed up as most of the creatures you'd ever seen to see the film. And it ran terribly because the sound was so bad in there. And we never could understand it because we had a great soundtrack. We've never changed it.
Then we had one in St. Louis where the sound wasn't quite right, and that was okay.
Ridley went crazy because he went down, checked the theater before the screening, and 2 of the speakers were out, and then he didn't want to screen the picture.
And by this time, they are completely convinced that we'd made a bad soundtrack in England, and the wrong thing had arrived.
But we were all quite worried after the one in St. Louis. And then in Dallas, the next night, we had the sound absolutely right in the theater.
Let's get out of here.
It's not this far, we must go on.
We arrive in this theatre, which was run by these guys. You could have eaten off their floor. The theatre was fantastic. The sound was great. It was the most incredible preview I've ever been in. I mean, people were screaming and running out of the theatre.
From what I remember, Ridley and Ivor Powell were holding down Alan Ladd Jr., who was trying to get out of the cinema.
The usher keeled over, and not with a chest burster scene, strangely enough. People were just too stunned at that particular moment that they didn't react.
This was a through-the-roof preview. This is when we knew we really...
Cinematic reality sells the film's idea of it being an actual event. When the sound mimics auditory reality, the visuals are easier to accept, and the chances for auditory and visual discomfort increase significantly.